Salam Aleikum, everyone. This is my shopping experience at a local health food store that I typically go to for groceries called Community Natural Foods, a day that they had a sale and I stocked up. First up are my kids' favorite snacks, which are strawberries. They're super important to buy organic because they're super high in pesticides. Above those were lemons. I go through these a lot in our daily salad dressings and cooking, baking, and put them in water, even for hummus and spreads. Tomatoes, again, we use them in salad. They're the base for most of our curries and dinners. We use it on almost everything. I bring my own produce bags to avoid unnecessary plastic too. I'm showing you here that they start with the number 9 instead of 4. That means that these are organic produce as opposed to conventional. Bananas are so versatile. If I'm on the go and I need a quick snack, I use them. If they're going bad, I use them in baking because they're most sweet. We can use them for protein shakes, and my son loves them. This is ginger and garlic. I use them so much for our meals, like tomatoes. They're the base of almost every dish. Garlic is used even more so in our salad dressing and our hummus, etc. I bought a lot of these because we peeled and grinded them to make a ginger garlic paste to keep in the fridge. There's different variations of cucumbers available, but I like long English cucumbers. I use them again in our daily salads, and sometimes I slice them as snacks for my kids. Like lemons, they can be used in water too. Bell peppers are amazing and so dynamic. They're a great way to add different flavor and color to your dishes. Avocados, we add these to protein shakes, salads. My daughter doesn't like avocados unless they're cut really small into salads, and sometimes I eat them straight out of the shell with some nutritional yeast and black salt called kala namak, or even as the base of our ice cream. Nuts and seeds are best from the fridge because that's where you can get organic and raw. Some are only organic and some are only raw, but to find both of them you need to check the fridge. They are great to make any kind of milk or spreads. You can use any kind of nuts or seeds to make that, but I bought a bunch of Brazil nuts and peanuts to make a nut spread, which I'll make a video on very soon. My kids and husband love tiger shrimp. We typically use it in jerk, pineapple rice, or a shrimp stir fry, or shrimp fried rice, etc. They're so dynamic and easy to use. I like to use the Ocean Wise because it's a program that ensures that food is sustainable, and I like to avoid farm-raised seafood and try to get wild-caught. Although I avoid buying typically any kind of peanut butter, I buy this brand called Fatso because my family loves it, especially the salted caramel flavor. They didn't have that one, so I got the cocoa flavor. I usually make my own because it's got no preservatives or additives. As for baking powder, there was an aluminum-free one and a wheat and corn-free one that was also aluminum-free, so I got the latter one to fill our jar at home. The organic canned pineapple is for that jerk pineapple rice that I mentioned earlier. The ingredients are just organic pineapple and organic pineapple juice. And you can always also use these in baking. I love sprouting seeds. They take a few days to make, but every time I make them, it's so lovely and it can be used in so many different things, like in salads or sandwiches. They're really good for you, and these tiny seeds grow so big, so you get a really good bang for your buck. I got sunflower and sandwich boosters, which include clover, alfalfa, radish, and mustard. The canned tomatoes. So for tomato paste, I like the ones in the jars because they can be used a little bit at a time, and you close the lid and use the remaining at a later time in the fridge. I usually have my cans go bad if I don't finish them in time. I also love reusing the glass jars when they're empty. I use them in so many things, like Iraqi dishes, Indian dishes, Lebanese ones, and in beef chilies. The diced tomatoes and everything else I like to get with no salt. I like to add my own pink Himalayan salt to it. These are good to have for chilies or any other traditional stews. I've had many times where I was out of fresh tomatoes in the fridge and I've resorted to an entire can to finish and complete a recipe. They're really helpful to have on hand, especially if you have a busy life or you have kids and can't always make it to the store. The crushed tomatoes, they're just as convenient as the diced tomatoes. I like to use these and anytime I need tomatoes in a recipe, especially in pasta sauce. We used to use coconut milk almost every single day in almost every single dish when we were vegan. But now that we eat meat again, we don't use it as much, but we don't have any dairy, so this is a great substitute. I make yogurt out of it, I make Thai dishes out of it, and it's a base for our ice cream. I like to get the high fat content one because the other ones are just watered down. Red Thai curry paste is our favorite in the house. You can usually only find them at Walmart for the same price, so I like to stock up on these when they're on sale. I love using this with coconut milk and chicken breast. They are really basic and clean ingredients, and one day I'll get around to making it on my own. There are so many different options for ghee, but I narrow it down to the ones that are organic and grass-fed. Ghee is just clarified butter, so I'm going to make my own soon and possibly make a video as well. You can find organic grass-fed butter, but it still has the milk solids like casein and lactose, so we avoid those for health reasons. You can use this in cooking or as a spread. I've tried using it in baking before, but the flavor is just too strong. For my bulk items, I brought my hand soap and coconut amino jars. I usually bring glass, but I was running low, so I bought a plastic one. I bring it to customer service and they pre-weigh it for you, and I usually do this with my spice jars as well to avoid using more plastic. So coconut aminos is basically fermented coconut, which can be used as a substitute for soy sauce. We don't use any soy sauce and try to avoid any soy products unless they're non-GMO in our house. And if we go out for sushi, we bring our own jar of coconut aminos to avoid any soy sauce. I personally just love adding borax to my laundry detergent. I feel like it cleans so much better with it. My last bulk item was my hand soap. So you usually refill dish soap and shampoo. You can bring your own jar and basically refill anything and avoid using unnecessary plastic and packaging, and avoid, any impacts on the environment. So that's it, everyone. Ultimately, my bill came to around $240 for everything, but I'm stocked up for a really long time and basically bought everything organic. I hope this inspires you to buy and to eat clean, and if you like this video, please do let me know if you have any suggestions. Also, I'd appreciate that, and take care and Salam Aleikum.